third claims he'll join their school. Ariel finally stops and explains, "I'm not joining 3 schools. I'm joining all 5 at the same time." All 3 kids are stunned. What? Master Ariel is joining all 5 schools? But why? The next morning, everyone was fully ready to go to school for some reason, which I definitely wouldn't be. We see Ariel sitting with a whole stack of academy cards. Basically, he could join any institute he wanted. Soon, Kaito, Kufa, and Kaelot arrive and start questioning him. "Mr. Ariel, which institute are you finally going to join?" Ariel pulls out every institute's schedule from his pocket. Later, he realizes he has the data for a total of 6 institutes, meaning he can join any of them. But then Kaelot asks, "I don't get it. How are you planning to attend classes in all of them at the same time?" Or Ariel casually replies, "Oh, that's no problem. I'll just take notes from you. All the class timings overlap anyway." And surprisingly, they agree to give him their notes. They decide to head to the Red Institute first, the Fire Institute. But before that, Kufa gets a moment alone with Kaelot and whispers, "Why is Ariel such a study freak? And how is he even planning to attend so many classes at once?" Even Ariel doesn't know the answer to that. But one good thing for Ariel was that he didn't have to attend the Dark Institute since they had no classes at all. And even the other magical schools only required 20% attendance. As long as Ariel passed his exams, he had nothing to worry about. A little later, Kaido and Ariel rush to their Fire Institute class and enter the classroom. But immediately they run into the same arrogant kid from before, Royce. He stops Ariel and says, "Wait, did you just ignore me?" Kaido recognizes him, but Ariel still has no idea who this loudmouth is. Kaido laughs and says, "Oh yeah, you're that loser." Royce frowns. "Loser? Since when did I ever lose to you?" He starts throwing insults and immediately asks Ariel, "Hey, you used eruption magic during the tournament, right? What's your class? You must be a mage, right?" "No, I'm not a mage." "Then you must be a spellcaster." "What spellcaster?" "No, not that either." Royce doesn't even let Ariel complete his sentences. In his mind, he thinks, "What? Then is he some kind of archmage?" At that moment, their sensei walks in. Royce immediately asks him, "Sensei, what's the class of the kid who used eruption magic on the test?" The teacher checks his notebook and says, "His class is classless." Classless? How is that even possible? Royce is in complete disbelief. Class begins and the teacher starts explaining new concepts. But Kaido can't understand a thing, because he's just like me, a total zero. The teacher teaches spell formulas, and Ariel thinks, "I need to learn this as fast as possible. Since I don't have a class, nothing comes naturally to me." He focuses deeply. The teacher explains, "Kids, first you need to rearrange a spell. If you do it correctly, its effect doubles." Kaido immediately asks Ariel, "Mr. Ariel, did you hear that?" Ariel replies, "Yeah, I heard. I already knew that." Still, Ariel finds the class boring and decides to head to the Green Institute next, the Wind Magic School, where they had flight training that day. There, he meets Kaelot. Their teacher arrives and says, "Kids, imagine yourself as a bird and chant Wingardium Leviosa." Everyone tries except Ariel, because he has no class and no spells come to mind. But suddenly, Kaelot manages to lift off the ground, only to crash hard. Ariel had never learned wind magic from his father, since his father was terrified of flying, so Ariel can't fly at all. He uses a tornado spell under his feet instead, shoots into the air, spins like a cyclone, and crashes painfully on landing. Then yet another arrogant student appears, this one from the Wind Institute. He floats above them and mocks everyone. "What are you guys even doing in the Wind School? You can't even fly." His taunting doesn't affect them. He says, "You can't participate in the upcoming race. And if you really want to, try again in 2 years. Then he leaves. Kaelot explains to Ariel that the racing tournament will take place in 2 weeks. Ariel immediately decides he'll learn to fly within 2 months. Later that night, the 3 kids explore the school halls because rumors say a ghost appears at night. They're terrified of ghosts and chat nervously. Suddenly, a shadow moves behind them. They panic. But when it comes closer, it's just Ariel. He had finally learned how to fly. Ariel had been training in strength and flight for almost a month straight, and now he could finally soar. Kufa and the others are shocked and impressed. Kaito tells him, "Master, I have to become strong like you." Ariel was somehow sleeping and training at the same time. None of them understood how Ariel managed to do so much at once. But Ariel explains it to them calmly, and afterward everyone returns to their rooms. But Ariel still doesn't stop studying. He heads straight to the Black Magical Academy to meet the skeleton Latalia. He says, "Latalia, I need a book to understand more about black magic." She warns him, "Are you sure? Some kids get terrified just by looking at our magical books." But Ariel begins reading anyway. The next day he returns to the Fire Institute. He approaches his bald teacher and says, "Teacher, I think you made a mistake writing this spell." And he was right. A bit later, Ariel calls Kaido over and says, "Actually, no spells come to my mind naturally. I have to memorize every single spell." Kaido freezes in shock. "Wait, Sensei, you memorize every spell? That's extremely dangerous." The teacher then challenges Ariel. "If you know so much, why don't you teach the class? Come right on the board." Ariel steps up and starts teaching them some incredibly powerful spells. But then the teacher warns him, "This is a good spell, but it has no safety measures. One small mistake and everyone could die." Ariel understands how risky that is. Then the bald sensei asks him, "Ariel, would you like to take the promotion exam so you can move up to 2nd grade soon?" Ariel agrees. But suddenly, Royce jumps up. "Sensei, I want to take that promotion exam too." Even though he clearly doesn't want to, he still agrees to compete. Next, we see everyone arriving at the training ground. Here they were about to face a dangerous, roaring monster. Whoever defeated it would immediately advance to the next grade and pass the promotion exam. Royce was extremely excited. He thought he could wipe out the monster easily, and the teacher agreed. Royce finally stepped into the arena. The gate opened and a huge, highly classified Minotaur monster walked out. Monsters of this class were extremely dangerous. It began advancing toward him. Royce quickly unleashed his flaming magic and eruption magic abilities. Ariel and the sensei noticed how much Royce had enhanced himself. Ever since meeting Ariel, he had grown much stronger. But even then, the monster continued charging toward him, and poor Royce couldn't do anything. It was about to attack. Royce was terrified, but suddenly, the monster disappeared. The sensei then explained to everyone, "Of course this is an exam, and you're in a school. That wasn't a real monster, it was only a dummy." Royce finally realized how weak he still was, and understood that he would need to work much harder if he wanted to pass the promotion exam. Then it was Ariel's turn to take the exam. He entered the arena, and once again, a Minotaur was released. But this time, the monster was completely different. It was overflowing with dark mana. At that moment, a strange teacher rushed to the sensei and said, "Sensei, something went wrong. By mistake, we released a real monster instead of a dummy." But it was already too late. They couldn't do anything now. Ariel immediately used two-sphere magic and started attacking, but the Minotaur was incredibly powerful. His attacks weren't affecting it at all. Ariel already knew this would happen. That's why he changed his strategy and sent the spheres toward the Minotaur's back instead. The plan worked. Ariel had effectively cleared the promotion exam. After that, he used eruption magic on the Minotaur and burned it to ashes. "Ariel, you did very well," the sensei said. "I'm promoting you to the 2nd class."